It is orchid feeding day. So today we're going to be putting some orchid mixture into some water, starting off with about 2 teaspoons into a 2-litre container. You want it very weak for orchids. First watering, we're going to water it with the orchid mix, and then when it dries out a bit and goes silver in the roots, we're going to go in with the seaweed water. I ended up moving my 3 phalaenopsis, my Hoya and my Oncidium to the east window. East over to the west side goes over my house, so it means less harsh direct light over time, but enough light so that it can get dry, Over my time with orchids, green means that it's moist and has enough water, and silvery white means it needs the water. My jewel orchids are going to be repotted soon with a jewel orchid mix from Rare Plantation. I've got a red stem, an emerald gold, and a gold bar jewel orchid, and the one on the left is a small world orchid. I'm making sure that the small world orchid doesn't get heaps of light, and jewel orchids kind of like that lower light, so it works out being right where it is. For feeding the jewel orchids, I'm going to go in an opposite direction with this one because we're going to transplant them. First, when we transplant them, we're going to give them some seaweed fertilizer to reduce the stress and give it some nourishment. Unlike the last one where we go orchid then seaweed, this one we're going to go seaweed then orchid. The seaweed will help overall with the transplant shock. So you want to wait till the roots turn a little bit more silver and wait for the next watering, and then do the orchid liquid after you do the seaweed liquid. So individual watering, obviously. Don't overwater it, you're going to kill your orchids. And also make sure that any water at the bottom of the saucers get taken out, as it will cause root rot. Here's a quick shot of my jewel orchids. Noting that if you're going to do fertilizer and liquid food, make sure that you're diluting it well enough to the plant's needs. Every plant is different. Like I said, I got these from the Rare Plantation. Note that even if you're not in New Zealand and you can't get from the Rare Plantation, that there is specialised stores possibly in your area, and to definitely check them out and to support local horticulturalists. I also got these little dudes here. I got the lightning bolt Macodes and the Anoectocylus roxburghii variegated. They also have other selections here, as you can see. I got myself a $9 carnivorous plant here. It looks pretty sad. It has to take time to recover, but you've got to pancake it into that kind of stony substrate. Then it started to look like this. The leaves are quite sticky, almost like saliva and aloe vera. Try very carefully not to touch it though, as the oils in your hands will hurt it and harm it. But also that the flower is purple, which is super cute and dainty. Also, this is my child's favourite plant. He likes to call it the Shrekias, which other people like to call it as well. It is called the Crassula ovata, and also known as the golem. My Hoya also has another peduncle. A peduncle is another fancy word for a new leaf emerging. This is the 3rd leaf in about 2 months, which is really good progress after transplant. I have a feeling I'm going to need my fruit and veggie gun on my banana and my ice cream bean. My ice cream bean had a really bad problem with woolly aphids, particularly in spring and summer. It actually just gets so bad. But noting for the monstera and the insulin plants, I'll be using a neem solution. It's a natural insecticide, but also noting that I will be wiping down my leaves as I put the neem solution on it. And not all fertilizers and insecticides are good for certain plants. This is the brand I'll be using. the native neem solution. I love this stuff because it just binds to all the soil bark, whatever substrate that you have as a soil, and it's highly effective, but I'd also worry about killing off all the good bugs and all the worms. So just bear in mind, there is a balance.